The Great Lakes, a vast system of interconnected freshwater seas, hold a profound and often tragic history of maritime activity. Think of them as inland oceans, but with an even more impressive ability to make ships vanish. Over the centuries, countless vessels have navigated these waters, leading to thousands of documented and undocumented losses. It's almost as if the lakes have a secret appetite for ships. These lakes, Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie, and Ontario, are colossal by any standard. Lake Superior alone could hold all the other Great Lakes, plus 3 more Lake Eries. With their sheer size comes an equally immense capacity for danger. Though beautiful, the lakes are unpredictable, with swift storms, icy waters, and fog so thick it feels like sailing through a ghost's breath. These hazards, paired with centuries of human activity, have helped birth a unique legacy of maritime mystery and superstition. This extensive maritime history, coupled with the lake's formidable nature, has given rise to a rich tapestry of unexplained phenomena and supernatural tales. Many of these stories center around vessels that have mysteriously vanished, only to be reportedly seen again as spectral apparitions, or ships found abandoned under baffling circumstances. It's enough to make even the most seasoned sailor double-check their charts, and maybe their sanity. Within the lore of the Great Lakes, the term ghost ship carries several distinct meanings, each contributing to the lake's mystique. It's not just about things that go bump in the night, it's about things that go vanish in the night. In some instances, it refers to actual ships discovered adrift and deserted, with no crew on board, leaving their fate an enduring enigma. Imagine finding a car on the side of the road with the engine running and no one inside. Now make it a really, really big car, in the middle of a really, really big lake. These incidents are rare but chilling, suggesting sudden catastrophe or inexplicable desertion. At other times it describes phantom vessels, often glowing or appearing translucent, witnessed by mariners and shore dwellers, seemingly sailing through fog or storm. These are the ones that make you wonder if you had one too many cups of lake water. Witnesses often describe these apparitions as eerily silent, sometimes only visible for moments before vanishing into thin air or fog. Crucially, it also encompasses ships that disappeared entirely without a trace, their wreckage never found, and their crews never accounted for, leaving only the lingering mystery of their final moments. These are not just stories, they are missing pieces of history, suspended in time. It's the ultimate disappearing act, and the lakes are master magicians. The Great Lakes, despite being freshwater, are immense and can be exceptionally treacherous, particularly during the violent storms that frequently sweep across them. They might not have sharks, but they have something arguably worse: temperamental weather. Sudden squalls and ferocious winds have capsized even the most formidable steel giants. Early navigation was a perilous endeavor, hampered by rudimentary charts, unreliable weather forecasting, and limited technological aids for communication or rescue. Basically, it was the Wild West, but with more water and fewer cowboys, unless you count the salty old sailors. Navigators had to rely on compasses, crude maps, and their intuition to make it from one port to another, and sometimes that wasn't enough. The combination of fierce gales, dense fogs, sudden squalls, fires aboard wooden vessels, and frequent collisions in busy shipping lanes led to an alarming rate of maritime disasters. It was less smooth sailing and more hold on for dear life. Entire convoys could be swallowed by storms with little warning, especially in the fall time known locally as the gales of November. The sheer volume of commercial and passenger traffic, especially during peak shipping seasons, significantly increased the probability of incidents, contributing to the vast number of lost vessels. When you pack that many boats into a watery space, eventually something's going to hit something, or vanish. From fur traders in the 17th century to steel-hauling freighters in the 20th, the lakes have witnessed it and taken their share of tolls. One of the most persistent legends is that of the Bannockburn, a Canadian freighter that vanished in Lake Superior in 1902. It is said to still sail the lakes, its phantom form appearing to other ships. Apparently, even in the afterlife, some ships just can't quit their jobs. Known as the Flying Dutchman of the Great Lakes, the Bannockburn was last seen by the crew of the Algonquin, but no wreckage was ever found. Apparently, even in the afterlife, some ships just can't quit their jobs. Known as the Flying Dutchman of the Great Lakes, the Bannockburn was last seen by the crew of the Algonquin, but no wreckage was ever found. The mysterious fate of the W.H. Gilcher, lost on Lake Michigan in 1892, is another prominent tale, with reports of its spectral presence and the unexplained disappearance of its entire crew. Perhaps they just decided to take an unscheduled, permanent shore leave. The ship was relatively new, and its steel hull should have offered durability, yet no trace of it, or its 21 crew members, was ever recovered. The Griffon, built by René Robert Cavelier, Sieur de La Salle in 1679, was one of the first European sailing ships on the Great Lakes and vanished on its maiden voyage, becoming a foundational ghost ship legend. It was a trendsetter in the vanishing act, really. Some even say it was cursed from the beginning, with tribal leaders warning La Salle that the waters would reject his foreign wooden beast. Beyond these well-known cases, numerous lesser-known local tales abound, passed down through generations of mariners and coastal communities. These include accounts of ships glowing with unearthly light, or ghostly figures seen on deck, silently passing before vanishing into the mist. Because nothing says cozy evening like swapping stories of phantom ships by a crackling fire. Now, before you start packing your bags for a ghost hunt, let's talk about some less spooky explanations. Many alleged ghost ship sightings can be attributed to natural atmospheric and optical phenomena that distort perception on the water. The lakes are basically a giant funhouse mirror sometimes. Fata Morgana, a complex and unusual form of mirage, can create highly distorted images of distant objects, making them appear to float above the horizon or take on strange, elongated forms. It's like Photoshop for the atmosphere, but less user-friendly. This phenomenon is more common in regions where cold water meets warm air, a Great Lakes specialty. Dense fog banks and heavy mist frequently obscure visibility on the lakes, leading to misidentification of ordinary vessels or the creation of illusions from light and shadow. When you can't see your hand in front of your face, a blurry freighter can look like anything. A glowing fog light might seem like the lantern of a long-dead sailor. Simple misidentification of known ships, buoys, or even land formations, especially in poor lighting conditions, at night, or during turbulent weather, accounts for many reports. And let's be honest, after a long day on the lake, even a particularly large piece of driftwood can look suspicious. Toss in a few waves and some bad lighting, and you've got yourself a haunted schooner. The psychological impact of long voyages, isolation, sleep deprivation, and the inherent dangers of working on the lakes can also contribute to stress-induced hallucinations or heightened suggestibility among sailors. In other words, sometimes a ghost ship is just a really, really strong cup of coffee, or not enough of one. These compelling stories of ghost ships originated organically among the tight-knit communities of sailors, fishermen, and coastal residents who faced the lake's dangers daily. When you're constantly battling Mother Nature, you tend to make up some pretty good stories about her. Humans possess a fundamental tendency to seek explanations for the unexplainable, and in the absence of concrete answers, supernatural narratives often fill the void. If you can't find the real answer, a good ghost story is always a solid placeholder. The mystery becomes a shared emotional experience, offering meaning in the face of tragedy. Oral tradition played a crucial role in the preservation and dissemination of these tales, with stories passed down from one generation to the next. They often served as cautionary warnings, expressions of grief, or even ways to make sense of the unpredictable environment. Don't go out in that storm, son, or you'll end up like old Captain Spooky. Over time, through repeated telling and retelling, these legends naturally evolve, acquiring new details, becoming embellished, and deepening their hold on the collective imagination. It's like a cosmic game of telephone, but with more shipwrecks and ghostly crewmates who don't play by the rules. It is crucial to distinguish between documented historical shipwrecks, where the vessel's loss is confirmed, and the supernatural claims of ghostly reappearances or unexplained disappearances. One is a historical event. The other is a really good campfire story. While many ghost ship sightings can be plausibly explained by natural phenomena, the legends themselves possess a powerful cultural resonance that transcends scientific proof. Even if you can explain it, it's still more fun to believe in ghosts, right? And in a world often stripped of mystery, these tales offer a refreshing, if eerie, sense of wonder. Regardless of their factual basis, these captivating stories contribute significantly to the rich and dramatic maritime heritage of the Great Lakes, adding layers of mystery, romance, and perhaps a touch of the supernatural. The Great Lakes wouldn't be quite as interesting without a few spectral sailors still plying their ghostly trade. The enduring fascination with these tales ensures that the mystery of the Great Lakes' lost ships continues to captivate public interest. They serve as a reminder of the lake's power, and the very human stories intertwined with their depths. So, next time you're standing on a foggy shoreline or watching the horizon from a ferry, keep your eyes peeled. You never know what might be sailing by, or not sailing by, as the case may be. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this.
It's London Lee.